Hello and welcome to Blackredmintypodcast, episode 14. So today I'm going to be discussing my birthday. I had a good time. I had a fun time on Gartic Phone. It was really funny. People said some funny things. They kept talking about the you got a friend in me theory, which I have no idea what on earth that is. Anyways, yeah, I had a nice time talking with Daggy as well, even though he pissed me off at the end of it, because he does that quite often, but when you can't find someone real, you have to settle for someone fictional, even if that fictional character pisses you off at times. But yeah, also on my birthday, I had some friends over. We had some dominoes. It was quite nice. I wish I could have had more friends over, but yeah. I'm also glad that I got to play some more Jedi Survivor, but I'm hoping to play more this week. But I won't hold out for Thursdays anymore because I keep having exams on the days that I'm supposed to do it on, or that I wanted to do it on. But I still had fun on Monster Hunter last week, though. I just hope I don't have to redo the exam, otherwise those are my plans next week. It was really hard, one of the questions, having to put labels on the chart. I don't think you can put labels on the chart. You can only put like the chart name. You can't actually put like labels on it unless I should have chosen a different chart. I don't know. It was on Excel that I had to do this chart on, so yeah. I don't know what else to talk about. I guess we should just read some more of the story. Marie's point of view, Saturday, August 16th, 1958. It's been 2 days since Gladys's death. I haven't spoken to Elvis since that tragic day. He's called dozens of times, but I can't face him right now. I finished bandaging my stitches. They seem a lot better since Thursday, and my bruise still looks the same, sadly. I made the sacrifice of putting on a long sleeve during these hot summer days, so Russell won't see it. As I step out of my room, I join Judy, Robert, and Russ at the breakfast table. I smell like nothing's wrong, and I sit at my place at the dinner table beside Russell. As we finish, Robert heads out to work. Judy and I clean the table like old times. We hear the doorbell ring. Judy and I look at each other, staying silent. She carefully puts the plates back on the table as she walks to the front door. Confused, Russell runs up to his mother. Judy opens the door slightly. She sighs, opening the door wider. "What is it?" she asks the person. "May I come in?" I realised the person's voice. It was Joe. Judy moves to the side. Joe walks in hesitantly until he sets eyes on me. He quickly walks towards me. He hugs me tight. I wince in pain. As my stitches cry out, he notices my pain and lets go of me. I smile small through the pain and grab my stitches. "Marie," he says, relieved. "Sorry, the stitches still hurt." His face turned to hurt. That makes no sense. "What else did he do?" I shrug and slightly pull off my left sleeve to show him. He exhales slowly and deeply. I look at him with sad eyes. "He's hurting bad, Marie." I try to ignore that sentence, but in my mind, "What do you need, Joe?" That stays in my mind. He shrugs and looks away. "I just wanted to let you know the funeral service starts tomorrow." I sigh. Worry comes over me. But, he'll be there." Joe nods, slowly nods. "You didn't deserve what he did to you, not at all. We'd respect if you didn't want to come." I glance up at him. "I'm going. For Gladys, no one else," I reply coldly. "We all feel terrible about this, Marie." "Well, don't be. I don't know what to do now." I stare at Joe. He looks uneasy, as if trying to tell me something. He really wants to talk to you," he quietly says, scratching his head. I shake my head. "There's nothing to talk about. I got stitches and some bruising. He'll say sorry and that's it. What do you want me to do? Run at him and tell him I forgive him?" Joe nervously shakes his head. Realizing what I said, I stare at the floor. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm just still a little traumatized. Joe nods and pulls me closer to him for a light hug. I don't blame you, girlie. Can you get me some more clothes from Grayson, please? I look up at him with puppy dog eyes. He smirks, chuckling. All right, more clothes for the princess. Got it. I laugh, walking with him to the front door. Judy and Russell disappeared. Joe turns back at me and smiles small. I'll go get your stuff, but Elvis, make him feel like shit, I mutter evilly. But that's the thing, he already does. And he's talking a bunch of stuff. I look at him confused. What do you mean, stuff? He shrugs. Since he's came back, he's brought some pills and crap. Says helps him wake up and fall asleep. I bite my lip. The addiction begins. Tell him I said to stop. He'll want you to say it to his face. Joe replies, already prepping for this conversation. All right then. Judy, Rob, and I will be paying our respects tomorrow. Judy, Robin, and I will be paying our respects tomorrow, but don't tell him. He nods, opening the front door. Gotta love your plans. He chuckles all the way to his Cadillac. I watch, leaning on the door frame. He honks as he drives up the street. I nod with a small smile. I close the door and turn back to the table. Judy is standing by the kitchen with her arms crossed. You're going to talk to him, she asks, annoyed. The army is when his addiction to pills start. I have to. She rolls her eyes. So if I don't stop him, he'll pass away soon. So, she says coldly. I glare at her angrily. She sighs and walks to the table, picking up the plates. You still love him, don't you? She asks, defeated. Yeah, I mumble, hating myself. I hate sappy crap. If he even lays a hand on you tomorrow, I swear I'll. Judy, I'm not stupid. I'll hit him square in the jaw before you and Rob can get your hands on him. She smiles proud. Small, proud. That's what you should do as soon as you see him. I laugh faintly. I wish I had the heart to. We start cleaning the table in the back of my head. I wish Sunday was a long time ahead. Elvis's point of view. I stay in bed since Thursday. I ain't got the strength to do anything. I let Father handle everything. I felt guilty making him, but I can barely think straight. My mind said on Marie, Mama, and then Marie. All I want to do is talk to her, look at her again. But Thursday morning, my heart broke as I realized the terror in her eyes when I almost hit her. I shake my head, trying to forget what I hear. A shout outside my door. I lazily open the door to see Joe. I went to the house, and my hope grows. He shakes his head. Rob wasn't there. I sigh relief. Rob came to Graceland looking for me Thursday. He was infuriated. He shouted at me. He wanted to hit me. I wanted to hit me too, hoping it'd knock some sense into me. It's what I deserve anyway. I'm not mad at him. Why would I be? He was defending Marie. I did the same. Tell me about Marie, damn it. I look down at the floor. Please let her come tomorrow. She's not sure she's coming tomorrow. I glance up at Joe. I feel tears forming. She has to. I'm sorry. She asked me to get the rest of her things. I want to drive over there, sneak into her window like I did when we first met. But I knew I shouldn't. Joe walks down the hallway to her room. I shut the doors and quietly weep. Sunday, August 17th, 1958. I wake up, rushing to get ready. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to read this motherfucker. I wake up, rushing to get ready. I might as well face the music as sooner than later. I charge into a black line-up dress with sheer black sleeves and tight strap heels. I tease up my hair and clip the sides of my hair away from my face. I did the usual for my face, but with peach lipstick. I walk out of my room, shocking Rob and Judy. Their mouths drop. What? I ask, confused. Judy walks up to me. You clean up good. She smacks my arm. Wrong time, she continues. Maybe it's because I've looked like trash for the past few days. You haven't seen my normal face, I reply coldly. Well, she smirks. You're cruel, I say, forcing myself to laugh. Don't be cruel. to a heart that's true. Russell's fast asleep. The babysitter's here. Let's get going. Russell, sleep. Babysitter's here. Let's get going, Rob says, struggling to look away at my shoulder or arm. I sigh and nod as Judy opens the door. I change my mind suddenly, not wanting to drive my Cadillac. Rob takes me and Judy to Graceland. Dozens of cars are parked at Graceland. As we got out, my heart starts pounding. Rob opens the door for Judy and I. Within seconds, I see the coffin. I inhale deeply as I slowly walk in. All eyes were on us. I sit down at the chair, farthest away from the coffin. My hands start shaking and grow cold. Judy and Robert walk up to her and pay their respects. I flinch, looking around. Joe, Jerry, Red, watch me curiously. Regretting my decision to look around, I stare down at the floor. I tease up as I feel a hand on my shoulder. Thankfully, it was my stitch-free shoulder. I look up, easing my mind to Vernon's sad eyes. I stare up, giving him a tight hug. Thank you for coming, sweet pea, he whispers, patting my back. I nod. I wouldn't miss this, Vernon. How are you? He chuckles slightly, backing away to see how I look. The more important question is, how are you? He asks with concern. I'm fine, Vernon. Don't mind me. He hesitates to continue but cups my cheek. He wants to see you, darling. I don't think I can, Vern. He kisses my cheek, noticing my growing fear, and lifts up my arm and he sees the bruise. Damn. I'm sorry, baby. You don't have to see him then, he says, pulling me into another hug. Judy and Robert join me and greet Vernon with hugs. I was pulled away by another mysterious arm. As we got away from the living room, I pulled away harshly, realizing we were in the kitchen. I glanced up, wondering who it was. His hair said it all. I glanced at his face. His eyes light up no more. There were heavy bags under his eyes, and his hair is a mess. Elvis tries pulling me close to him. I pull away from his grasp again. Don't touch me, I mutter. He runs his hand through his hair, staring out the window in front of us. His eyes show hurt and pain. Marie, baby! Don't baby me either. He turns to me, distraught. I didn't mean to what? To terrify the shit out of me? To bruise me up with stitches? Elvis sighs. He puts his hand on the side of his temples. You don't know how sorry I am, Marie. I shake my head. So now you want me to forgive you and let bygones be bygones? I don't work that way, Elvis Presley, celebrity soldier or not. He breaks down. I glance at his despair. Baby, please believe me when I say I didn't mean to put my hands on you. I didn't think. I feel horrible. I can't even look in the mirror. Please. He begs with his voice trembling. I bite my lip as he glances up at me. What did I do to you, beautiful? He lets out a deep sigh, struggling to show him my bruise. He cringes as he inspects his own wrongdoing. His hand lightly turns my arm as he hurriedly inspects the bruise. He looks up at me with tears forming. Where are the stitches? I slowly nod, holding my breath as I lower the cut of the dress from the shoulder. Tears began to fall down his cheeks as he stares at the stitches in disbelief. The area itself is bruised and sensitive. Stitches, twisted over myself, aching, begging you to come out. Now Elvis was completely baffled and weeping. I forced myself not to start crying. I look away. Look away. Look away. Dixieland. Pulling my dress back up. I'm so sorry, Marie. I can't bear to think what I put you through. Please just say something. I look back at him. You scared me half to death. I give up on staying strong. Tears slip out. Elvis pulls me close, one hand behind my head and another on my back. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. He whispers, sobbing tightly, his grip on me. Tears kept falling down as Elvis cups my face, our foreheads lightly brushed together. I don't want to ever touch you like that again, he whispers, brushing his lips lightly against mine. I can't fight back, nor do I want to. I hate you, I say softly before he deeply kisses me. His hands lock with mine and my tears stop. My soreness and hatred disappear. I feel better than I have in weeks. We gaze at each other, our noses brushed against one another's. I feel my stomach filled with stupid butterflies again. How can I stay mad at him? He lightly kisses my nose before we pull away. He smirks, kissing the top of my head. He seems to feel better as well. He still has my hand locked to his, so we made our way back to the living room. I unexpectedly squeezed his hand. What's the matter, certain? I avoid his eyes, stare at the carpet. I'll go with you, he says, as if reading my mind. I breathe in, holding my breath. Just keep breathing. As eyes watch us as we walk up to the coffin, it was hard to look. I turned away. Within a second, tears falling down in lightning speed. Lightning, lightning. I begin to sob quietly as I let go of Elvis's hand and make my way towards the stairs. Thankfully, no one's eyes were following me. I run up to the stairs. I can't see her. I can't stay strong when I'm facing death. I run inside my room. I break down. Elvis finds me inside my room. His face was grief-stricken with confusion. He delicately grabs my arm to look to his eyes. Certain? I guess it's finally time to tell him the truth. I can't do it. I know it's not your fault. I shake my head. It's not that. I know it's not your fault. It's it's not that. Then what is it? He cries out. My father was in the same place when I was My father was in the same place when I was 9. I can't do it, Elvis. I just can't. Completely speechless, he watches me. I look away. Avoiding his eyes as more tears fall. I watched everything from the day he couldn't breathe to the day they buried him. Elvis dropped his arms. I saw walking down the window. I stare out crying, trying to calm myself down. His arms wrapped around mine from behind before he can finally understand my pain tragically. I'm sorry, he says softly. I nod, wiping my tears and fixing my eye makeup. I'm fine. I pull away from him and walk back downstairs as if nothing happened. Elvis follows quietly, keeping an eye on me as I sat beside Judy and Robert. Judy and Robert glare at Elvis. Feeling guilty, I sigh loudly, turning their heads to me. What did he want? Rob demanded. I shake my head. He apologized. Robert rolls his eyes. Judy sighs. Unbelievable, Rob says under his breath. For the rest of the service, I stare at the coffin from afar. Elvis and Vernon make their way up from time to time as the service ends. I assume Judy and Robert. I assured Judy and Robert I'd have one of the guys take me home. Reluctantly, they let me stay. I walk out to the backyard for a breather as the funeral service takes Gladys, I sit down on the warm, bright green grass, green grass, blue, blue sky, and for a party on the day. I lie back, watching the sky. I don't know if I can do this again tomorrow. For now, I relax, soaking up the sunshine. Shows me face. I look to see Elvis with swollen eyes. Looks down at me. He sits down beside me. He caresses my cheek. You look beautiful, like always, he says. I look up at him, smiling small. Lie down and relax. Lie down and relax. His lips curl and kisses my forehead. I like this view better. I laugh nervously as he glances at me. Come back to me. Marie, please, I'm lost without you. Elvis guiltily pleads. Sadness and hope fills my eyes. I don't want to say no. I, I can't. I love him. I don't want to say no, I can. I love him. I look back up at the sky. I can't say no. From the corner of my eyes, Elvis lights up with a smile. I turn to him, forgetting about the pills. But you have to promise me something, he nods. I promise I won't lay a single. No, I promise you won't touch another pill. He's speechless. His expression goes blank. I furrow my eyebrows and sit up. But they help me. I shake my head fiercely. There be the death of you, damn it, I coldly say. I decide to give him an ultimatum. Either I stay or the pills stay. Taken aback, he shakes his head. All right, no more pills, he exclaims, running his hand through his hair. No more? I ask, glaring at him. He nods and kisses me, reassuring me. He embraces me close. He kisses my cheek. I want you back. That's all I want. I want you back. That's all I want. Maybe one more chapter. Disclaimer. They love Priscilla. She's a role model in the story. She isn't hated, but she's unknown to Elvis still. She's just some girl, so I'm not making her sound horrible because she's great. Marie's point of view, I persuaded Judy and Robert to let me move back in with Elvis. Well, more like beg, but I finally got them to agree. The next day was filled with mourning. Everyone was inconsolable as Gladys was laid to rest. This was a sad day for family and Presley fans everywhere. Tuesday morning, August 19th, 1958. Elvis and I were in his room. He was dressed and ready to be shipped to Germany. He takes me by the hand, embraces me. He threw out all the pills he had had after Gladys's burial. It probably explains the heavy bags under his eyes. He's still pretty serious since then. You want to take a gander at getting a marriage certificate again? He asks, smirking. He kisses the top of my head. I playfully smack his cheek, pulling away. I adjust his tie and glance up at him. Germany's the place you'll be meeting Priscilla, all right? Mind you, it's freezing cold up there, too. Who's Priscilla? He asked, cutting me off. I smile small. I'm kind of glad he forgot about her. The girl you're gonna marry, I say, rolling my eyes. He crinkles his nose in disgust. I ain't gonna marry her. She probably ain't even hit puberty. Why the hell would I wait for her when I got you already well hot? I crossed my arms, annoyed. I've come to terms that you are full for her, okay? So don't ruin my little speech. He rolls his eyes, smirking. Ain't no girl in this world that can replace you. I pull on his tie, making him flinch. I hold in my laughter. Stop joking, boy. This is serious. He sneers, moving away, tugging his tie loose. I ain't playing. I want to be with you, he says, tilting his head to the side. Well, it's not gonna stop you from seeing her. He chuckles, sitting on the bed, staring at his tie. I watch, putting my hands on my hip. The hell it will. I'm not intending to have strangers in my home. No, but you like parties and girls, pretty girls. He looks up at me. One that stays by me is enough. I inhale deep. I'm still not used to his sappy replies. He continues, I'll stay loyal to you like always, baby. Feeling defeated, I sit beside him on the bed, put my hands on the side of my temples. Why won't you believe me? Why won't you believe me? He asks with a frown on his flawless face. I sigh and turn to him. Every Elvis fan knows you're a woohoo symbol with a different girl in your bed every day. Taken back, he runs his hand through his hair. That was before I met you, girlie. I lift up a brow. Not buying it. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, come on, come on. He yells out frustrated. I laugh as he gets up, throwing his arms in the air. All right, Sergeant Pelvis. He grabs a hold of my hands and kisses the tips of my fingers. I made a promise to you I wouldn't cheat on you, baby girl. Never ever, he says softly, kissing the tips of my fingers again. Sheepishly I smile. He had me wrapped around his finger, but then again, I don't mind being with him until Priscilla catches his eyes. For now, I mentally prepare myself for his cheating, but as soon as he leaves, my heart breaks. I'll never be ready to share him with the world. I nod as he mashes his lips to mine. He takes away my worries again. Teasingly, I slightly pull on his tie. He smirks through the kissing and starts unbuttoning his shirt. I laugh and push him away. We're leaving soon. He smirks and brushes his lips to mine. We can make it quick. This is supposed to be a sad I'll miss you moment, I say, moving away. He follows me like a puppy and pins me and my hands on the bed as he leans closer. I want to have you on my lips before I leave, he whispers softly in my ear. I leave a trail of kisses without thinking as I try protesting. There's a knock on the door, saved by a knock. Elvis sighs and opens the double doors. Your plane's boarding soon and we gotta get to the airport now, son. Vernon peeks through Elvis's large figure to check up on me. Elvis turns to me. I smile innocently. He puts out his hand for me. I gladly take it. Vernon leads us down the hallway. As Elvis grabs my backside, I slap his hand away as he kisses the top of my head. I fell at hold him in my laughter when Vernon turns to look at us confused. Elvis and I perk up and let go of each other quickly. He lifts up a brow and starts going downstairs. Elvis and I follow holding hands. The Memphis Mafia watches silently in RE. After a few seconds of silence, Joe breaks the silence. So how you gonna get there, E? Elvis squeezes my hand and smiles. Joe, you can drive me and Marie and my lucky caddy. Everyone else, it don't matter. Joe and the rest nod. I watch as it finally hits me. Elvis won't be coming back home with me amongst everyone mobilizing themselves to their cars. Elvis and I were in our little world. We slowly make our way to his pink Cadillac. I still don't know why he calls it lucky. He wraps his arms around my waist. As he leans me on his caddy, he looks at me. What you doing now? What you doing now? I asked, lifting a brow. He didn't respond after a few seconds. Just taking a last look at your sweet face. I cup his cheek. Such a panty dropper you are. Such a panty dropper you are. He smirks. If only yours did. Only yours did. I roll my eyes, smiling up at him. He walks to the door for me and gets inside after me. I tug down at my magenta circle skirt. I look up, laughing as I catch Elvis's gazing at my lap. I playfully hit his cheeks as Joe gets in and starts the car. He pulls his hand on my lap, smiling at me. Joe looks up at us through the rearview mirror. I'm real glad you guys are happy again. I smell small. Elvis and I catch each other's gaze. Thanks, Joe. Joe smiles and drives towards the gate. Elvis looks back at Graceland for one last time. He sighs and he turns back around, tilting his head towards me. How's your, Wondering the same, I look at my arm. Thankfully, the bruise was fading. Next, I pull down my long-sleeve vanilla-coloured scope neck, revealing the healed stitches. Elvis stares at them for a second before he looks away. Shaking his head, I look out my window for the rest of the ride to the airport. The caddy parks right in front of the plane's entrance. I turn to look at Elvis. He gazes at the plane, nervously biting his lip. I wrap my arms around his and lean on my head on his shoulder. You'll be fine, Elvis. I don't blame him for his fear of pain. You'll be fine, Elvis. You'll be fine, Elvis. I don't blame him for his fear of pain. Poor thing has to face it now. He kisses my forehead, then he opens the door. He gets out reluctantly. Joe pulls out his hand to help me get out. I watch as Elvis makes his way towards the plane. He turns back, nearly running to me. He grabs my waist tightly and twirls me in the air. I cup my hands on his cheek and kiss him. He puts me feet back on the ground, but doesn't pull back at the kiss. He smirks as he whistles and mumbling from nearby soldiers. Start. I pull back, but no one missed the show off. Hiccup my face, mashes his lips with mine one last time. He pulls away, stroking my cheek. I love you, he says, staring into my eyes. I love you too, I say without hesitation. Vernon walks up to us, pats my back. He hugs me tight. You guys behave. You guys behave, okay? I say, smiling. I can already feel the tears forming. Vernon would be accompanying Elvis to Germany first, then his Mafia and Dodger follow. Still, the goodbye was hard for everyone. Elvis waves back at the guys. They were all leaning on their caddies. I kiss Vernon on the cheek and peck Elvis on the lips. Smile, baby. For me. Please, he whispers, hugging me. I nod, wiping the tears from my cheeks. As he made his way into the plane with his father, I walk back to the guys. Jerry pats my back proud. We wave at them. They disappear inside the plane. The rest of the soldiers look back at me and climb inside. Talk about creeps. Joe and I rode in silence. I was trying to keep my composure the whole time. Already miss black-haired weirdo as we make our way into Graceland. That doesn't make any sense. Joe looks at me through the rearview mirror. You said you wouldn't forgive him, he says playfully. I roll my eyes, smiling. Shut up, Joe. He laughs, parking the car. No. You love him, and he loves you. You guys can't let go, even if you tried. I glare at him with a smirk. No, because we love messing with you and the world, he chuckles, opening my door. I'm in the mood for a pizza. What about you? We walk up to the steps of Graceland. Sure, but what about the other guys? He scoffs and opens the door. They can eat whatever I order them. We laugh out as we made our way inside. Friday, August 20th, 1958. It's been a little more than a week since the Memphis Mafia and Dodger joined Elvis and Vernon in Germany. It's pretty lonely in Graceland. I can't believe they trust me alone. Nonetheless, I make myself food and keep the house clean until Elvis's trusted maids visit every Sunday. Elvis writes me every day. He says he doesn't have a heart to call me because of the time differences. He's afraid of waking me up. As cute as that sounds, I miss his voice. Aside from that, Elvis began thinking of a plan to get me over there. He's making it his mission to get me to join him in Germany, whatever the cost. For now, though, I don't mind staying at Graceland since it gives me an ease of mind. As usual, my days consist of waking up at around 10 a.m., brushing my teeth, and showering. Then I open and read Elvis's new letters, reply to them. Next, I phone in on. Next, I phone in on Ashley, but today was different. She had yet to answer. After calling her for the second time, I give up and decide to listen to my music. I lay on the white sofa with earphones in, lazily listening to my music. I couldn't hear a sound other than the sweet sound of rock and roll in my ear, but something felt weird. I take one of my earphones out and curiously listen to my surroundings. Suddenly hear someone banging at the door. I run to it and open it guiltily. It was the security guard from the gate. I look at him confused. Miss Marie, I have a girl named Ashley by the gate. She says she knows you. I stand on my tippy toes to see the guard's shoulders. To my surprise, I see Ashley leaning outside a cab waving at me. Yes, I know her. Please tell the driver to drop her off right in front of the steps. The guard nods, lifting his hat. He smiles, jogging back to the gate. I wait patiently by the steps, patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Stun if you want what you asked to get rolled on. Feels like my flow's been so happy summer. It's really. The cab stops right in front of me and Ashley dashes out. We hug each other tight and laugh out. I thought I'd surprise you. I laugh, hugging her again. It's been too long. She nods, smiling. She turns to the car driver and pays him a look as she grabs her bags out of the trunk. I could have paid him, I say, glaring at Ashley. No, no, I decided to come over here. If you invited me, you would pay. She chuckles as I lead her inside. She drops her bags and looks around with her mouth wide open. I chuckle as I pick up her stuff. You guys live here? How do you not get lost? I make my way upstairs laughing. Come on, we have a spare room. She runs up the stairs and follows me to the guest room we have. She stops and jumps on the bed. This place is divine, she says, crying out in disbelief. I turn to her and cross my arms. So what do you want? I ask, smirking. She rolls her eyes and gets up from the bed. Well, at first I wanted to surprise you, but now I think I should be your sister or something, she says, looking around. We laugh in unison as she sits down on the edge of the bed. But anyways, get this, I met a guy. Mocking her, I stare at her. Mocking her shock, I stare at her. That makes no sense. No way! Her face was unamused. As she rolls her eyes, I chuckle as she continues, believe it. And the weird thing about it is, it was at the airport. I was getting my bags when I suddenly bumped into him. Talk about a hunk. He had the southern accent and everything. Talk about my luck. I do a selfless act and heaven smiles down on me. She folds her arms, smiles proudly. I scoff at her eyebrows. A selfless act? She nods, grinning. Yeah, you're all alone in this castle, so I just decided to surprise you. With what? I asked sarcastically. I sarcastically asked. She rolls her eyes, making me laugh. Oh, haha! I shake my head. All right. Congrats on meeting a guy. She smiles wide. We traded numbers. I smirk. Nice move. She proudly stands up. Thanks, I try. I laugh as Ashley fans herself with her hands. It's so hot over here. I didn't think there'd be a place that was hotter than Vegas. That's what I thought. Saying, suddenly, I get an idea. How about I call Judy, and we can have a little pool party. Ashley smiles. Sounds perfect. Ashley opens one of her bags. Hurry up and call. It's like burning here, and I don't know how long I can take it. I giggle as I walk out the room. I run to my room, calling Judy. She agrees and gets ready with Russell. I start getting ready. I open drawers in my closet in search of a swimsuit. Finally, I find one. It was a two-piece with a yellow halter neck bikini top and a yellow high-waisted bikini bottom to match. It wrapped around my hourglass watch body shape perfectly. It fit like a glove, and I can imagine Elvis's face if he would see me in it. I put my hair in a high bun as Ashley knocks on my door. The doorbell is ringing. I roll my eyes, smirking as I run out and get towels in the main bathroom. You have hands. Let her in, I yell out. She sighs and opens the door. All I hear next is laughs with Russell cheering with plenty of towels. I run down the stairs. I hug Judy and Russell, welcoming them. Sorry, I was getting towels, I say, looking at the towels. Judy laughs and Russell impatiently jumps up and down. Well, anyways, Judy, this is Ashley, the girl I met in Vegas. They smile at each other. Let's get in the pool now, shall we? Ashley suggests. Judy, Russell, and I smile wide as I lead everyone out to the pool. Russell automatically jumps in. All of us laugh out. Next was Ashley as she dives in using the diving board. She rinses out the water, letting a relieved sigh. This is so much. Judy and I jump in, squealing as the cold water splashes at our faces. The water was definitely a lot better than anything. Ashley, Judy, and I take turns playing with Russell. We all cut up with girl talk. We laugh and playfully tease each other as the sun goes down. I'm glad you came. The sun goes down. I'm glad you came. Things were beginning to look up after all the misery. Things are looking up. Even when I'm down, how about I know? I'm looking around, I find the shine now that I got us. He's looking up. I've been up and I've been down. He's looking up. He's looking up. Sunday, after all the misery loves company. Please take a minute. Sunday, September 20th, 1959. It's been beyond a year since Elvis left for the army. I'm heartsick for his touch. It's been too long. I'm beginning to think he's forgotten me. Sure, he still writes, but they're not pages and pages of handwriting. If I'm lucky, he'll write out his day, which probably makes a page. I know he's already met Priscilla. It's been a week since he allegedly met her. Well, with my research. My birthday was spent with Judy, Robert, and Russell. Ashley surprised me again and made my birthday. For Christmas, I spent it with the same people, the Tylersons. With all the love I have for them, I still felt like a part of me was missing. So now I'm fiddling with the majestic white piano Elvis has in the music room. When the phone rings, I'm expecting it to be Judy or Ashley. Hello, I lazily say, yawning. Baby girl, damn, I miss that voice of yours. His southern voice gives me goosebumps. Elvis? I ask softly. Yes, my love, I want to scream out in joy. All I end up doing is smiling like an idiot. It's been too long. I hear him chuckle like music to my ears. I miss you, he says sweetly. I sniff joy in his voice. Baby, don't start. You make me start. I giggle, wiping my tears. All right. Hey, it's real late over here, but I just couldn't wait any longer. I finally got the acceptance of letting you stay with me. Hey, it's real late over here. I just couldn't wait any longer. I finally got the acceptance of letting you stay here with me. A smile grows. Really? Really? I ask in disbelief. Yes, baby, you'll finally get to see this asshole, he exclaims in glee. As long as you're there, we don't have to go outside, I say, teasing. He chuckles. The more you are teased, the more you know I can't stand it. That's the plan, he lets out a loud howl. Tomorrow morning around 9, there'll be a limo to pick you and take you to the plane. One of the guys will pick you up from the plane. Got it? I nod, still in disbelief. Yes, I'll start packing. I can't wait to see you. I could hear his lips curl. I can't wait to hold you, girlie, and give you your presents. I hope you mean gifts, I exclaim. Sure. I giggle, waiting for him to say something else, but he yawns. I don't want to hang up. My heart drops. I don't either. Stay on the phone with me, please, beautiful. Of course, Pelvis. It's Sergeant Pelvis to you, he rarely slurs. I giggle as I hear snoring. I hang up and run up to the stairs to get started on packing. The narrator's point of view. Elvis always writes his letters as long as he remembers. She was always on his mind. Always on my mind. They were many countries apart. He stayed loyal to Marie, even though she doesn't believe him. She knew he was a ladies' man. She knew he wouldn't be able to resist German women. He's a worldwide sensation. That's why they call me Mr. Worldwide. I mean, Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. Before Elvis left, Marie came to the conclusion of him leaving her for the woman he's supposed to marry. She's consoled herself many times and prepped herself for that betrayal. The only secret Elvis is holding for now is that he's already been introduced to Priscilla. Elvis hadn't noticed until the party his Memphis Mafia had nearly over. He felt proud to have a beautiful girl like Marie waiting for him back in the States. Elvis believed no other girl can be compared to her. He can't help falling in love with her over and over again. Elvis knows she doesn't believe she's good enough for him. She was completely wrong. In Elvis's eyes, she's too good for him. He's ahead of his era, while she's yearning for the good old days of the past. She didn't belong in the future. They both complete one another in the beautiful way of fate. They found each other, and Mr. Presley isn't letting her go. Marie's point of view. Monday, September 21st, 1959. I woke up early, around 7 in the morning. I couldn't sleep at all. I couldn't wait to get on the plane. I did my usual morning routine. I dragged my bags downstairs since I know it's going to be freezing cold. I packed dozens of long sleeves and thick coats. For now, I put on a coffin brown coat with a yellow pastel turtleneck and a black circled skirt that's right above my knee. I sit myself in an armchair in the living room impatiently as the clock strikes 9. I called Judy late last night to tell her of the big news. She was happy for me, but as always, warned me of Elvis and his sneaky ways. My heart starts beating fast when I hear a pink car in front of Graceland. I get up and practically run to the door. The driver rings the doorbell with a smile. He sees me struggling with my bags and takes them to the trunk. He opens the car door for me, and my entire body gets cold. I'm getting a lot more nervous. I search for the compact mirror in my purse as the driver drives away from Graceland. It took forever until we arrive at the airport. The plane instantly was right in front of us. I exhaled and exhale slowly. I'll be seeing Elvis soon. The driver opens my door and takes my bags. I walk up to the stairs to the private jet. Butterflies settle in. A flight attendant greets me with a smile. Clueless of what to do, I sit down in the back, hoping I'd be able to listen to my music. As we went into the air, I stare out of my window. Goodbye, Tennessee. I shut the world out as I plug in my earphones. I wake up to the flight attendant handing me a glass of champagne. I glare at her as she walks away. She had to wake me up for a drink. Just then, I feel the jet make it to the ground. Oh, that must have been the reason for waking me up. I drink the champagne down to calm my nerves. I glance out the window and see a black Cadillac. I inhale cheerfully as I see Joe's head peek out of the car window. As soon as I was allowed to get up, I quickly got up, ready to leave the jet. Without thinking, I stepped down the stairs, having the cold hit me hard. I shudder as I slow my pace down the stairs. Joe glares at me and takes off his big old packer. Maybe I shouldn't have worn a skirt. He meets me right by the stairs, helping me up, put on his packer. He chuckles as he pulls the hoodie on me. I glare at him for a second before opening my arms wide for a hug. He laughs out as he wraps his arms around me. I missed you so much, Princessa, he shouts out with a really bad Spanish accent. I laugh out, beginning to shiver. Missed you too, Joey. But can we please get into that pretty warm B&W now? He smiles, opening the door for me, and takes my bags for me. Before closing the door, he points to a black duffel bag. He knew you'd be trying to look cute, so he bought you some warm stuff for you to wear here. I roll my eyes. Forgive me for trying to enjoy the lovely 50s. He knows you too good, Marie. He says sorry, though not that pretty looking, though. I unzip the duffel bag. He makes and make a disgusted face playfully. Joe laughs and shuts the trunk. He gets in and turns to look at me. We'll put some pants on. We'll put some pants on. I want my packer back. I stick out my tongue and take off his packer. I throw it at him and he sneers. Just drive, and I'll just layer myself over my fashionable clothes. He shakes his head, chuckling. Stubborn as can be. Well, hurry up, 'cause the heat is gonna warm up. I quickly layer up on another thick coat that was bright blue for pants. I slip on a warm compression pants to wear over my skirt. Man, when Elvis sees me, he'll fall to the floor from laughing. Great, I breathe out as I glance down at myself. Joe looks up at the mirror and chuckles. You're a sight. How much longer? How much longer till I can take this off? Well, if you want to stay warm, 30 minutes, including the walk inside the house, but if you want to look fashionable, 35 minutes. Since you gotta take everything off. 30 minutes. I sigh and he looks back at me. Yeah, either stay warm or look good of dying. You either you either stay warm or look good dying of pneumonia. Pneumonia, I say, smirking. He shakes his head, chuckling. From time to time I look up at Joe and ask him if we're there yet. This time, instead of just rolling his eyes, he smiles and looks back at me. Ready to see your man? He asks with his eyebrows wiggling. I stare and I sneer and strip off the pants and the second coat. Hell yeah, I say, smiling. Joe parks the car and my heart begins beating fast. And my hands get numb. Maybe I'm nervous. I'm probably starting to get pneumonia. I open the door, making a run for it as Joe watches me get in my bags and trunk. He laughs as I ring the doorbell. I start shivering, praying Elvis would open the door. What felt like hours, the door opens, and Elvis wraps his arms around my waist and hugs me tight. Baby, he shouts in joy, nestling his head on my shoulders, kissing my neck. I wrap my arms around his neck, breathing in his scent. God, I missed it. He pulls me inside, and the heat surrounds me. My smile can't fade now. I run my fingers through his hair as he brushes his lips against mine. Baby girl, he mutters before kissing me. Our tongues welcome each other like old companions. What I hear next is the heart-warming ahs from the corner of the living room. Elvis and I stop and turn to the racket. The guys and his father watch intently with fascination, embarrassed. I let go of Elvis and wave to them. Hi, I say, giggling. Elvis chuckles and wraps his arms around my shoulder. Vernon smiles wide as he greets me with a big hug. The rest of the guys soon follow. At last, the little welcome home party ends, and Elvis pulls me in his arms. The guys suspense in the kitchen. Elvis slowly turns me around, glancing up at me, up and down. My, you get gorgeous every day. More like every year, I say playfully. He smiles with a kiss on the top, surprising me with a kiss on the top of my head. You don't know how long I've waited for this moment, he mutters. I smile at him as he wraps his arms around my waist. He grabs my backside and pulls his hand under my skirt. I can see you took off the warm clothes in the car, he says, softly smirking at me. You guessed it. You guessed it, I mutter out as he kisses my neck. He makes me tilt my head back in delight. I love you, I whisper in his ear. I felt his lips forming a grin. I love you more, he happily says. The guys came back in the living room with plates full with food. Vernon hands me a plate and kisses my cheek. A good old home-cooked dinner for the lady? He smiles, sitting himself on the couch. Elvis and I sat ourselves next to Vernon, practically scarfing down our food. We all act like a family for the first time in a year. As we finish, I make my way to search for the lovely cook. I walk in the kitchen and see Dodger washing the dishes. She turns around to me as she walks in. Marie, sweetheart. She grabs me for a hug and kiss on the cheek. We couldn't help but catch up on each other's lives. She tells me how it can get cold here. She also tells me how Elvis is feeling a bit blue since he got here. It's nice to know I'd still be able to have a nice girl talk with another Presley woman. Elvis soon comes to join Dodger and I's conversation. wanting a snack. I roll my eyes as Dodger begins making him a fried peanut butter banana sandwich. After all, after she called it a night and said good night to Elvis and I, we sat across each other at the table. He watches me intently as he takes a bite of his sandwich. I laugh out as he tries taking another bite and realise he's ran out of sandwich. Quiet, you. I've yet to give you your gifts. I suggest you be a good little girl. He smiles evilly, wiggling his eyebrows. I crinkle my nose and glare at him. Fine. Fine, no gifts, I say, smirking. He gets up from the table and treads to my side. I get up, try running out of the kitchen, when he suddenly grabs my waist. Let's go to bed, he whispers, leading me upstairs. I couldn't help but giggle as we said our goodbyes to the guys. Even they knew what Elvis was up to. We made it inside his room. All my bags were on the bed, including an oversized teddy bear holding a heart that says, Libby, right in the middle. Elvis kisses my cheek. I'm guessing it says, love? Libby? Libby. I smile as I pull away from him, digging into one of my bags, searching for his gifts. I hand him 2 boxes, neatly wrapped with a bow. He gives me that energetic, sympathetic face he always does when I give him something. He opens them. He glances at the golden engraved bracelet I gave him for Christmas. He kisses me and opens the next one. He smiles wide as he picks up the gold tiger-eyed ring. He slides it on his right finger and stares at it. He kisses it again, but this kiss lingered. He embraces me tightly as he lightly brushes me towards his bed. He pushes all the bags and the poor teddy bear off the bed. He pins me down by my hands and kisses me. I try squirming away, giggling. The sneaky flirt found a way around to take off my turtleneck. He chuckles, kissing my neck. Cleave then my shoulder. He smirks and smiles as he notices my stitch-free, scar-free shoulder. He kisses it, and his lips make their way down my chest. Don't you dare, Presley, I whisper, smirking at him. He stops and smiles up at me innocently. Oh, I dare to, he mutters. He has the nerve to pull off my bra with his teeth. He knows better than to let go of his grip on my hands. I'd end up running off as he pulls down my bra. His face says it all. He looks up at me with a horrified face, a smirk. I warned him. You pierced one of them. He jumps off of me within a second and sits at the edge of the bed. I laugh out, pulling my bra back into place. I nod proudly as I put my turtleneck back on. 18th birthday gift to myself, I say, smirking. He shakes his head, chuckling. Be glad I ended up changing my mind on hip piercings. His eyebrows went high. Excuse me? I giggled, wrapping my arms around his neck. I kissed him on the cheek. He doesn't move. Traumatized? I asked, kissing his neck. I don't know if I should be terrified of what you stick in your body or be jealous of it, he says with a blank expression. I laugh, mashing my lips with his. He caresses my cheek and embraces me again. He lays me back down on the bed and unbuttons his shirt. I smile as he wraps my arms around his neck. I think I'm not jealous anymore, he says, out of breath. We kiss deeply as I wrap my legs around his waist. We smile at each other as our foreheads touch. We can't be any deeper in love than we are now. A brief point of view, Tuesday morning, September 22nd, 1958. I flatten my eyes open, having the orange pill bottle stare at me from Elvis's nightstand, completely in disbelief. I quickly get up, putting on Elvis's long sleeve. I glare up at him as he's sleeping softly in deep sleep. I wanted to scream and shout, and let it all out, and scream and shout, let it out. We're saying, oh, we, oh, we, oh, we. And that's why he lied to me. I snatched the pill bottles from his nightstand and opened the caps. The caps fall to the floor, loudly stunning Elvis out of his sleep. He watches as I make my way to the bathroom with wide eyes. He runs up behind me, but it was too late. I emptied the pill bottles in the toilet, all of them at once. When Elvis ran to the bathroom, I flushed the toilet. Elvis grabs my arm and turns me to face him. An angry tear slips down my hot cheeks. I yank my hand away as I stomp back to the bed. Liar! I yell out. I pick up all my clothes off the floor and stuff them into one of my bags. Elvis tries to get my attention by repeating, baby, 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 over and over again. I Ignoring him, I glanced up at him. I'm leaving, Grace, I'm leaving! I feel Elvis's warm hands pulling my arms away from my bags. He wraps his arms around me from behind. I drop my head low. I can't keep falling for him like this. You're swallowing yourself an early grave, I shout, pulling away from his arms. I turn to look at him. His eyes were hurt. He sits down at the edge of the bed and puts his head between his hands. You decided to keep your pills, so I want to go home, I say in a serious tone. He quickly looks up. His eyes were red, fighting the tears. Don't go, please. I can't do this alone, he pleads. You chose pills over me. What would your mother say? Elvis's icy blue eyes turn into flames, flinch as he gets up and glares at me, inches away from my face. Don't you dare bring her into this, he angrily whispers. I push him away, mocking him, sneering. Oh, but I dare to. He stomps back at me and smashes his fist on the wall. Behind me, I flinch and shut my eyes, afraid he was aiming for my head. I open my eyes to see the pain on his face. His fist drops from the wall and glances at it. I watch frozen and helpless as I see blood dripping from his knuckles. Elvis and I turn to the door. Jerry, Joe, and Vernon run in with horrified looks. I nervously put down Elvis's big long-sleeved shirt. As the guys run to me, Jerry takes Elvis out of the room. My heart's racing fast, and I'm shaking as Vernon and Joe investigates me. Are you okay, sweetheart? Did he touch you? I shake my head, still completely in shock. I slowly made my way to the hall where I can hear Elvis yelling in pain. I just don't think. I don't remember what happened, damn it. Jerry, what's wrong with me? I follow the sound of his voice, but before I can enter Jerry's room, Joe and Vernon take me back to Elvis's room. What happened? Vernon asked sternly. I glanced down at him with a frown. I flushed his pills down the toilet. I told him I wanted to leave. Next thing I know, he punched the wall. Joe and Vernon glared at each other. It's the pills. It's the pills, I say softly. I hear Elvis cry in pain and point to the door. Can I check on his wounds? Vernon nods and Joe crosses his arms. Just don't punch him, Joe whispers, making Vernon glare at him. I rolled my eyes and made my way to Jerry's room. I stand crossing my arms, leaning on the door frame and peeking inside. All the guys surrounded Elvis. Silence fills the room as the guys stand back, letting E look up at me. Does he need stitches? I ask instantly. Red shakes his head. He just busted them open a little. I sigh and walk to the embarrassed Presley. His head hangs low as I observe his knuckles. Thankfully, Red was right. Red hands me a towel and I wrap it around Elvis's hand. I place my hand on his and press down. Just keep applying pressure. Elvis nods, avoiding my eyes as I cup his cheek, making his eyes meet mine. I'm gonna get dressed. Elvis's shameful eyes and the rest of the guys watch me as I walk out the room. I'm gonna get dressed. I enter Elvis's room and lock the bathroom door. I brush my teeth and shower. I glare at myself in the mirror. Here I go again, failing to follow up on my bluffs. I can't leave him even if I try, just like Joe said. With a towel wrapped around me, I search for something warm to wear. I decide on a macaroon-coloured sweater with tight black jeans with the fur. No, looking at her, she had some fun. As I decide to change, and I turn to put my clothes on the bed when suddenly Elvis's figure on the bed frightens me. I back up surprised. He gets up slowly from the bed and walks up to me. You scared me, I say softly. He nods, embracing me. I won't use them anymore. Those things are changing me, he mutters, tightening his grip on me. Relieved, I sigh. Don't go, he continues. I nod, wrapping my arms around his neck. I play with his hair as my towel slips off. Okay. Well, it's nearly been an hour. Maybe I should have just read one chapter because I've done it again. It's nearly been an hour. One of the episodes was an hour by accident, but it wasn't intentional. I've still got to edit my gaming videos as well as this one to post on my gaming channel. So, yeah, but that's all I'm going to read of that story today. I don't know how much more of it we have left to read. I think there's still quite a lot. We're on chapter 19 and there's still quite a lot there, but we are nearing the end as we're near to the 20s and there's 35 chapters, I believe. So, yeah. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, I might do an episode next week. Depends on how much I stream on Twitch. To go on YouTube, if there isn't an opening, then there'll be no episode. But you can still enjoy videos from me on my gaming channel. I rarely post on my music channel now, but I'm sure eventually I'll get back into that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, bye. So my rambling, it's now been an hour. Okay, bye-bye.
Let's